We lost my father when I was 19 to cancer. Had to go to work, left USC Film School with tears running down my eyes, realizing I couldn't afford to go back to college. I was able to take care of my mother, which was the focus of my life for the years after my father died. I had to be the man of the house and grow up quickly. But then when Mom got diagnosed with cancer, it was a sea change. We had already experienced what we'd gone through with my father. When my mother was alive, even though she was fighting cancer and dying, it was my purpose. So that drove me to be successful financially. That drove me to be a success because I had to be. I had to take care of her. But when she died, all of that stopped. I found I was lacking the motive. My purpose was gone. And I literally was asking, what am I here for? I started looking for what I call universal truths, not only studying Jesus' words, but looking at Buddha and looking at other spiritual teachers from the past and trying to find the universal core messages that resonated throughout all of those spiritual messages. That search led me back to Saddleback. I got this compelling desire to get baptized again. I guess I expected that day that I'd be baptized, and at that moment, doves would come down and there would be lights and thunder and everywhere, and none of that happened. But there was this peace that I had somehow made it. I got here and I did what God needed me to do. I sat and I listened to Rick's 1 o'clock service that year. And it was when he was showing the video of the crucifixion from Son of God, the movie. And it was so incredibly powerful because never before had I really experienced and seen the pain, the physical pain that Jesus had gone through. I was challenged again. My whole life got turned upside down. I came home and was attacked by 3 assailants in my carport. I lost several teeth, a brain injury, blurred vision, couldn't hear. It was life-altering. I felt so alone, not having any family left. It felt like, what is going on? I kept thinking of that video that Rick played at Easter of Jesus hanging there on the cross, beaten to absolute unrecognizability. And I realized, well, today that's me. And that's okay. Because if I'm gonna follow Christ, and if this is what it's gonna be, I can be proud knowing that I didn't fight back, I didn't harm anyone, and I stayed faithful. I went in to have some dental work done related to the attack. One of the nurses happened to notice a nodule on my arm. And the next thing you know, I was being wheeled in for surgery. And then they found out that operating on the cancer metastasized it. And the doctor called me in and he says, you need to get your affairs in order. I don't know how much time you've got, but there's no real cure for this, and it's far enough along where you're probably, at some point, gonna die from this. And I was in shock. I literally fell to the floor at the doctor's office. And I cried out those words, Father, why have you forsaken me? Because of everything I'd been through and all my faith. I guess I felt in some strange way I deserved a healing, right? Don't we feel that as Christians, that we deserve it? And yet we expect somehow special treatment or special favor just because we do what we're supposed to do. I didn't know where else to come, so I sat here in the parking lot. This worship center is my home. It's where I serve on the broadcast ministry. It was the place I felt I had to come. I got out of the car and I went to the bridge to nowhere. And I was literally thinking of jumping off because I didn't want to go through the pain and the suffering that I saw my parents go through. I didn't know what to do. And I heard God say, Joseph, you think you got faith, but do you really? Show me you have faith. Shut up and stop complaining and know that I'm God and that I'm with you and that you're here for a reason. I just walked back to the car with a renewed sense of peace that, okay, I've got to deal with this. And I've got to continue to stay focused on Saddleback and my service to Christ. And regardless of what happens in my life, I have to stay true to my faith and understand that whatever happens is temporary here. And like Paul said, I'm not going to give thanks for cancer, but I'm going to give thanks that I've got my Saddleback family to get me through. As someone who was alone with no family left, Saddleback is the reason I've made it through. If it wasn't for my Saddleback Church family, I don't know where I'd be.